Hi everybody, my name is Fred and I'm going to do a tutorial on how to effectively and efficiently set up a Google Classroom page for your class. So let's get started. The first thing we want to do is make sure that you're logged into your Google account. A lot of districts are affiliated with Google now and they have Google accounts. You do need a Google account for this. And you need to make sure that you go to classroom.google.com. And that's going to bring you to this web page. It looks like this. If this is the first time that you've used Classroom, you're going to see this page. So to get started, we click the plus button over here that is meant for creating or joining a class. So we're going to click that. That's going to give us an option to create class. And it's going to talk about proper ways to use the Google Suite for Education. So just check that box and click continue. And now we're going to name our class. So I teach biology, so I'm going to call this Biology 1. And usually with a section number, I put which period of the day or which block of the day that this class is directed to. If it's directed to multiple periods or blocks, you can list them all here. But in this case, it's going to be directed to period 1. Under subject, this is going to be a science class. So there are preloaded subjects here that you can choose from, or you could just write whichever one describes you. I'm going to put science, and then the room number. Okay, I'm room 114. So once you have all that filled out, you press create, and right now it's creating your class. So it'll take a couple of seconds to get your class created. Okay, and so it kind of shows up with a default theme. And in order to change this theme, maybe you want a different banner on top of your classroom page. So you have two options over here. You can either upload a photo from your computer, or you can select a preset theme here. They have general themes. They have one specific for English and history, for math and science, for arts, for sports, and then miscellaneous or other. So I'm going to click math and science. And since this is biology, I'm going to actually leave it with what first showed up, the default one, because it's related to biology. There's a piece of DNA. So I'm going to select that as my class theme. So just a couple of things about this page. The stream tab is almost like a news feed if you're familiar with social media. The most current things that happen in your class will appear here. You can make posts, you can create announcements to your students, you can respond to students' posts, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. The first thing that we need to do is add students to our class. So you're going to click on the People tab up here, and here you're going to see that you're listed as the teacher. You can add another teacher by inviting them via their email. They do need a Google account to be invited, and they will have administrative rights to this page. And then here's where you're going to click on to invite students. All right, so you can either invite students by their email address, or you can give them this class code right here. Write that on your board. Another very easy way to do this is if you go back out to your stream, the class code is right here. You can display it very large on your whiteboard or overhead screen, and they can type it right in there. When a student joins your class, they're going to go to the same website that we were at before, and they're going to click that plus button that we had previously clicked on, and they're going to click join class, and they can enter that code. Once you have students as a part of your class, they'll show up here. They'll give you an option to invite their parents by sending their parents an email invite, or their parents can also type the code in there. All right. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to talk about how to share posts on your Google Classroom page. And so in order to share a post, maybe you want to pose a question for homework that night, or you want to have students brainstorm about a topic that you're starting, you can click on share something with your class. And in order to share something with your class, maybe it's a question, maybe you're starting to talk about cells. and you can ask the question, what are cells made up of? And you can pose that question to all of your students in your class or just select amount of students. You can schedule a post, and maybe you don't want the post to become live until 2 days from now. If you're not finished with your post, you can save it as a draft. You can link a web page to your post, a YouTube video, something from your Google Drive, or just an attachment such as a PDF. So if I'm ready to post, I click post. And now all my students will get this in their live stream and they can respond to it. You also have the capability to respond back to what they've said to you. So the next thing I want to show you is if you go to the classroom tab, classwork tab. This is the tab that you'll probably use the most. Up here, this is where we're going to arrange all of our class work. Okay, so anything from homework assignments to maybe online notes that you're giving students to a section that you're going to use to place your online quizzes if you decide to do that. And so I recommend creating some topics. And so if you click create and you scroll down to topic, we can create topics. All right, and I'm going to create a couple here. I'm going to call one homework assignments. I'm going to create another topic and we'll call this online quizzes. And every so often you'll get some hints from Google Classroom that end up being pretty helpful. You can change where these are in relationship to one another by clicking and dragging. I'll create one more topic and I'll call this topic study resources. Maybe you like to place Quizlets, links to Quizlets or other web pages or digital textbooks on your study resource topic list. So now we have 3 topics. And if you wanted to add, let's say, a homework assignment, you would click create and then click assignment. And again, here you could either choose to assign all of your students or just a partial list of your students or just one individual. Maybe they need to make an assignment up at home. So you would title the assignment. I'm just going to call this assignment number 1. And you can put detailed instructions down here where it says instructions. You don't have to. You can assign a point value, or it could be ungraded, or maybe just a completion credit. So we'll call this a 10-point homework assignment. You could then assign a due date, if there is a due date, by clicking on the date on the calendar that it's due. Maybe we'll make this due on Friday the 20th. And you want to make sure that you choose the homework assignment topic because that's where it will organize it under. If you need to link this assignment to a YouTube video, or maybe you wanted students to see a PDF that you had as a resource that would enable them to do their homework, you can choose any of these things to link. You can schedule the assignment so you don't have to post it right away, or you can just click assign and every student will get notification that they have an assignment. And as students complete this assignment, you can see how many have turned it in and how many have been assigned, and you're still waiting for them to turn it in. And if you need to edit this, or if you need to look at student work, you can see who has turned in what, and you can click on their work. So if we go back to instructions, we can also edit this assignment. All right, so I'm going to go back to our initial page here by just clicking on this link. And again, once you get some things graded or you get some assignments in, you grade them, you return them digitally, you can click on grades and you can see student grades. Again, there's another tip. But again, most of what you're going to be using this for is the stream and the classwork. So go to classwork. You can see our homework assignments still there. And again, we have all these topics. And I find that students really like how, if you do organize your topics, it's easy for them to find things that you're putting on there for them. So I hope that was a good start. I hope this helps you to set up your own Google Classroom. And if you have any questions, please send me an email and reach out. Otherwise, thanks for listening and have a great day.